What's up, everybody? We're back here with Shonen Hoops. It's been a while. We did just finish doing an anime review video, an anime video. We won't talk about it, but we are going to be coming back with the reviews for people
Yep.
who have,
My comfort zone anime.
yeah. So with the few bits of anime that Omar does know, we will be reviewing those today. We're doing this for people who just don't really just getting into anime and they kind of want to just see what's out there, see what might be interesting. So we're here to break it down as much as we can for you, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll let you guys know. So today's review episode, we're going to be focused on a mecha, super mecha, which is called Tengen Toppan Mr. Gurren Lagann. So as usual, we're going to be ranking this show by 5 categories that we have. It's going to be the characters, we have the plot, we have the music, we have the ending, which is how they tie everything up, and lastly, our fifth category.
Spoiler warning for the ending.
Yes, we'll put a spoiler warning for the ending, and the fifth one is our basically how it impacted, or if it did have an impact on Western media or just the world overall. So to start us off, what's up?
Before we get into it, how did you find Gurren Lagann?
I enjoyed Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann was probably the first mecha that I actually ever watched. So it has a decent place in my heart.
So like, because you don't like mecha, so what made you decide that this is gonna be the one that I do want?
My friends recommended it to me. That's the actual only reason. I was like, oh, well, I've never liked it, but I'll watch it.
For me, it was I have played Super Robot Wars X, and I was like, yo, this one, OP. Let me watch the anime that connects to it, and it was great. So let's get right into the review with the characters.
So, like I was saying, we're doing this out of 10. Each category gets a max of 2 points. I'm personally gonna give the characters I'm gonna give this one actually a 2. And the reason why I'm gonna say it's a 2, it's because they do a really good job of setting up the main characters, but the side characters always had like a good functioning role to play. Whether it be like, okay, gonna put spoiler warnings and stuff like that. I'll try to keep it as vague as possible, but we see these characters grow up in the sense of they go through traumatic experiences and lose loved ones, but instead of it being a way down thing where they kind of just get over it and it's like, oh well, that happened, let's move on to the next thing, like a lot of anime sometimes do, where they don't really grieve. In this anime, I feel like they do a good job of representing that, like each person has like a pillar, and they just know how to continuously go up that pillar of, without this one person, the main character would not have reached the heights that he is. And no matter what, they needed to go through all that. And I'm not talking about that's only like main character stuff, but going over the side characters, I did enjoy watching the love interest, or how things just play out, where it's people realizing the power that they never realized they had, or the villains coming out at some point to maybe assist the good guys. Things like that really make it intricate in the sense of, okay, this is a living world, instead of if you're not with the character, you're kind of like frozen in space. So that's my reason for giving it a 2.
Okay, yeah. For me, I think Simone is a really, really good main character. We see him grow up with his big brother figure Kamina, and it's like, plus with the time, a time skip is always really helpful. I like it's not overly used in a lot of animes, but when it is used, it's usually used really well. You see how he's grown up, and then as you said, you see characters flip flop from villains to good guys. Same thing, vice versa. Viral was one of the bigger villains to start the show, ended up being the co-pilot of Gurren Lagann. Nia, I loved her as a love interest. Spoiler warning again. She ends up being not the main villain, but a very important villain at certain points. And then the first main villain, Yorno, like the big dude, like the big boss, ended up being part of the battleship at the end for the good guys we see. And I also give this a 2 out of 10. I loved all the Kitan. I loved Kitan. I loved all the side characters um in this show. The only like I maybe it was done on purpose. I like that as well when enemies like make a character so unlikable
Hmm.
where you don't like them, but you know it's just good writing.
Yeah.
It was the first co-pilot. His name was, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Ryu, annoying bastard, backstabbing bastard that he was in season 2. But I want to give love to Leon, the the how do I put a queer? I guess that was like kind of like bezzazzled, the crazy mechanic. But yeah, the characters were two. Like I'll give this a 2 out of 2. The characters you really couldn't be better.
Okay. So we're kind of similar there. Right? So how about plot wise? How are we feeling about the plot?
I'll start with this one. I think the plot was really interesting. You started off underground and not knowing, and that was the biggest thing. Oh, is the outside world like even habitable? There's monsters outside, but Simone always had the dream of drilling to the outside world, which is why everything's drill based. He wants to drill to a new future, reach the horizons, the sky, and the plot was really good. So you move from there, and then you find who the enemies are and the beasts, and it's a it's a weird thing for this plot. It's like the way you build stronger robots is just like eating the other robots in a sense, and they end up combining.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was interesting. And then and then it's like a big climax. Gundam Double O did this, where it's like you hit a big climax. Again, spoiler warning. Uh, Kamada dies. Kamina dies,
Hmm.
and as you said, that was like the growing point for Simone, for Yoko, who was another great character as a lead female character. She was great, and as a sniper, and it was like also like a little bit of a battle. Who's actually gonna probably Gurren Lagann, because maybe Simone's not up to do it, but it just that's like really like every like even to the end, it was like he was always like present in a certain way.
Okay.
And then the second plot, this for the for the second season post time skip, it was more the same. You the anti spiral as a character, which we didn't get to. Amazing. It was a really way of using like aliens, but it's just like people that like lost their world and they what's the word evolved into the anti spiral, and I thought that was great as well.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with you. But so out of two.
Oh, I'll give this also a 2 out of 2. I think it was I love
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you with giving it a two. Basically, if to boil it down, the plot of this show is literally just never give up. In the sense of the will, the fate that binds you, or your predetermined path, is never something that's going to be set in stone. Because as humans, you can still pave your way no matter what. And basically, if you want to see, like, you want to see the kind of the definition of the human spirit going against all odds, then that is the definition of what Simon represents for a lot of people. Where it's people who have been held down, people who have been basically treated as different, treated as lesser beings, getting out and becoming something that they know they can be, or that they believe in their hearts, or because other people believe in them, that they can surpass any expectations that were set on them. So that the plot is really good. Omar kind of said a lot about it, but I just love the aspect of destroying your fate to create your own future. In a sense, that's kind of what it boils down to. So I will also be giving it a 2. Music
it. Right?
wise, now, Omar.
One of the greatest openings I've ever heard.
Yeah, really good. Really good opening, and also has a really good OST with "Roll Roll Fight the Power." That's been, you know, that is one of the best OSTs I've heard. Ending wise, like I am gonna have to give it though. I'll give it real quick. I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't remember the ending, so I can't.
Music rating friend.
You're right. Music rate. No, I'm saying music rating. I don't know the ending song, so I can't give it a 2 for 2 because I don't know it. So I'm giving it a 1 out of 2.
Yeah, the I don't necessarily remember the ending either, but the opening and OST completely fire. And I also love when an anime uses its like opening as like its final boss OST, and that's also what they did, and I completely love it. So I will also give it a 1 out of 2.
Okay, okay.
I yeah, because I can't remember the ending. I can't even give it like a
Yeah.
1.5 or a 2. So I'll probably also give it a 1 out of 2.
Okay. So, instead of doing the ending next, we're gonna actually do the impact that it had on the world or on society or the fandoms, or if it affected other animes that like were inspired by it. I'm gonna let you lead because I honestly
All right,
haven't really
hold on,
seen much of it.
hold on. So for me, impact wise, like I would like a lot of people like especially individually, a lot of people like once you do watch your login again, you say it embodies the spirit of never giving up.
Hmm.
But then in terms of media, it's like mecha like throughout history has always been like something. It's always been like people take it as a joke in a sense. Like, oh, look at these Transformers, look at the Power Rangers, this, that, or the other. Gurren Lagann and Code Geass both did a thing where it's like it made it like it took it to another level. It gave like older Gundam really isn't like viewed upon as like elite anime whatsoever, even though I personally think it is. But it gives like a path to be like, oh, Gundam IBO is good, which from Mercury is good. Look at this other mecha show, this, that, or the other. I feel like Gurren Lagann and Code Geass made it like anime back into mainstream with the shonen aspect of anime as well. So impact wise, I personally give it a 2 out.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a one. That's just because it's it's not well known. It's not. It, you don't see people saying that their first anime is Gurren Lagann. It for me it was really good. It was something that for me went beyond a mecha anime because it was it's hard to say, but I'd give it a one. I don't think I see it enough. I don't think it's been talked about enough. Obviously, it has been done for like a good decade or more at this point, but
But
you don't see other mecha taking things that happen in Gurren Lagann into their shows. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
but
influencing media.
I'll put it this way though: if you ask anyone that has seen like a handful of anime lists, Girl Logan's always on that list.
That's fair. I'll give it to you there, but worldwide, like worldwide affecting media type stuff, I don't think it's up there to be a two, because for me a two is a Naruto, is a Bleach, it's a One Piece that's literally influencing manga as we see as we're continuously going to see new manga. It's like, okay, I can see that this guy kind of picked up from Naruto. I see that they picked up from Bleach. Like that
Okay.
that for me is a two, and I'm not seeing that from Gurren Lagann.
I'm not gonna go down to one, but I'll probably leave it at a 1.5 then,
Okay,
because you're not wrong. But
yeah. All right. So, lastly, we did talk about spoilers, so there was already a spoiler warning at the beginning of the video. But now we're going to talk about the ending.
Bro.
If you do want to watch this anime, and you're the type that does not want to know the ending of it, then you should probably stop watching here. Thanks for watching, at least to this point. But if you don't care about spoilers, we're gonna talk about the ending here. So,
let me.
okay,
let,
you can go first.
let me.
But
bro.
we're talking show right now. We're talking about the
Yes.
show ending. Okay, there's a difference.
Yes, even both final battles elite. So yes, show. It's crazy because like the movie ending was so great. The movie ending is always what's in my head.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying show first. We're talking about the show. I feel like the movie should be. We'll talk about it after, but this is purely the show. If you remember how the show ends.
I'll let you go. So
Okay. So the only reason why I didn't like the show is because I thought that there was many characters that died in that battle for absolutely no reason. That was my issue with the show ending. So if you're gonna watch the show, I recommend watching the first half and then watching the movie for the second. Instead of watching the second half, watch the movie instead, because the show toward the end goes for some shock factor stuff where they just start killing side characters left and right for they kind of started going backwards of what I was saying in the beginning, where we pay so much respect to these characters to I don't know, we're just like boom, character one's dead, boom, character two's dead, 3, 4, 5, all these characters are dying, which have no relevance to the plot. It's just like the shock value of wow, everybody's dead. And the final battle, yes, it was done well, but it does not hold a candle to the way that they redid it in the movie. So show wise, me personally, I'm gonna give it a 0.5, but that's show wise. Movie wise,
Movie's canon.
The thing is, the movie is canon in my heart, because if you talk to any Gurren Lagann fan, it's canon. Movie wise, which is probably what Omar was gonna talk about, they fix all their little errors that they did in the show. They don't kill all these other characters for no reason, and the final battle is something that is, honestly for me, so iconic, where it's just forget the robots, forget the galaxy level robots throwing galaxies at each other. Let's go down, get off of our mechs, our whatever, our ships, and let's throw hands. And that was one of the toughest fights I have ever seen. The way that fight ends is elite, where he forms a drill from his blood. So movie wise, I'm gonna give it a 1.5, but that's because I'll let Omar talk about the ending, so that way I'm not killing everything. But that's the only reason why I'll give it a 1.5, because I do not enjoy sad endings. So Omar, how do you feel about it?
Okay. So for me is the movie. I didn't really like, because remember my first experience of Gurren Lagann was Super Robot Wars X. And sometimes they go and fix things that the show messes up to keep characters alive in a game. In Super Robot Wars X, Ethan stays dead.
Yep.
They don't revive him in the game either, so I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Which Gitan's death was the only side character's death that was like made someone of importance. Everyone else, I was like, all right, next shot, do this, do that to the other. But it even caught me by surprise when in the movie he survived. Which I was really happy about. I believe.
Kitan? You mean the blonde guy, right?
Yeah.
No, he still dies.
Right. He was the only one that stayed dead.
He was the only one that stays dead, yeah.
Yeah, everyone else survived. But yes, the final fight, the final mech, by the way, fucking gorgeous. Yep. Combined with the battleship, absolutely insane. And then you see it. Every iteration of Gurren Lagann, smaller, until Simone gets out of the cockpit and throws hands, and it was great. Now, for the ending. Sad endings to me is like, you usually don't get them, so I don't mind them as much. In the game, they get married and nothing goes wrong. So when I'm watching this movie in the show, we're at the wedding ceremony. You may kiss the bride and she dies. I was left out of words. Like, it broke my heart. Like, I wanted someone to have such a happy ending, and he's like okay with it, but it's like, damn, damn, dog. Like he couldn't get it, and I was like, I still, because of the fight, and because I'm personally okay with sad endings because we usually don't get them, I'm still gonna give it a 2 out of 2.
Okay. That's valid. It's good because also, like, as you see, my thing is, it's not so much about the wife, girlfriend, like, passing away and dying in his arms, but it's like after that, Simone just goes off to adventure by himself and like do everything that he wanted to do with her. He just did it alone, like, kind of with the memories, and it's, it's bittersweet because you're like, damn, but it's just like, in my eyes, it's like he never got a proper rest of like, hey, like, you went through all this, you saved the world, and he had to keep trekking on and like everybody has to live on, obviously, and he keeps trekking on. But I'm not, like I said, I'll give it a 1.5. It's not my cup of tea. those type of endings where it's just like the seldom warrior continues on and like never really gets to rest until we see that like later on he turns, like you see him as a full on grown adult, probably like 40, giving the digger to like a random kid that's just like playing with the dirt, if you remember that. So it's good, but like I said, it's just not my cup of tea. But so I guess what what do you got? Are you saying this is what a 9.5 or 8.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think it ended up being a 8.5. 2, 2,
Yeah.
2, 1, 1, 1.5. Yeah. Anyway, I think 2, 4.
Yeah. Bro, the music was good. Ending was good. The fight scenes were good. The plot was good. Characters were elite. The villains were elite. I really love this show from start to finish.
Yeah, 8.5. Yeah. But that's our reviews, guys. Like I said, honestly, how do you guys feel about the ending? What animes, if you guys have any that you want us to review or talk about, or kind of give an insider review, do you want us to look up?
Because the NBA finals are coming to an end soon, so I will be getting my act together.
Yeah.
So I can perform better on the next video. But as like, comment, and subscribe, we will drill into the future.
Peace.